In this video, we are going to be creating the individual services page. So last time we created the all services page. So now we are going to go and click on the plus symbol. And what we can do this time is we can just go ahead and select this whole page since it already has a lot of the elements that we're going to use. So we're going to select new page. And then we're going to click on all services and we're just going to go ahead and move that over. And let's just change this one to individual service. Okay, so now let's look at what we have. So let's go ahead and just start with the desktop as always. And let's change the header. So you can, if you want, go back and add the header with just the photo. I'm just going to go ahead and use this same header style, but I'm going to change the photo. Oh, there we go. And then we have this part here. It looks like we're using this, and then we have some extra text. So I'm just going to extend this out. Oh, not me. This here out so I can move everything around. So this is going to be a bigger section here, which is fine. And let's move this up. And then we need to add introducing right here. Let's make sure that's still centered. So I'm going to copy this text here and use this one to say introducing. And I'm going to make the text bigger. Let's see what 18 is looking like. Okay, 18 is looking good. And let's see if maybe we should cap lock it. I think I'm going to leave it normal. Introducing. Let's just make sure that this is centered. And then we have the name of the program. So I'm going to grab this one again, copy, paste, and this time make it a little bit bigger. And I am going to cap lock it. And then let's go ahead and add the name. And so then you just put your name there. And then we do have a image. So anytime you can have or add an image of either the like a mock-up or something like that, even if it's for like a service, mock-ups always do well when we're looking at conversions. So I have this mock-up here. I'm just going to add this and then just put a photo over it. But feel free to create your mock-ups in like Canva and then just go ahead and move it over. But anytime you can just add, even if it's just like a simple image, because then it seems like it's more tangible and people, see the value in something tangible. And then we need a button. Grab this button and bring it over here. And let's bring it over here. So let me just go ahead and add a photo over here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we have that section done. Now we have a what's included section that literally looks exactly like this. And so this is what I'm talking about when you just want to make sure that you have consistency throughout your website, but you can make the sections a bit different. So maybe instead of using this background color, maybe we use a different background color. But I'm going to keep it the same and keep it moving. Let's include it. Let's just extend this out. And then we do have some bullet points. So let's go ahead and add that. Let's make this smaller. And then I'm just gonna, you can make the bullet points a separate section, or I believe you could just include it in here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And then the CTA would go there. Okay, and then we have another section that is other information, and it looks exactly like this except for the pictures on the other side. So what we can do is we can duplicate that. So this one is what's included. Let's just go ahead and change these now so we don't get confused. And then this one is the introduction of your program. And this one is going to be other information. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and lock this background. And then we are going to move the photo over. And then I'm going to grab the other ones. And I'm going to hit shift on my keyboard and the arrow over after I have all of these selected. And it's just going to go ahead and move them over. And then I can just now grab them since I don't know why this is going so slow. Okay, maybe it was saving. I don't know. I've never. What is happening here? Goodness. Okay, well, let's just try it again and what's going on. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll just keep it rolling. Okay, I'm gonna move this over a little bit. So it's like kind of lining up right here. And that looks good. So let's go ahead and change the images. So for this one, I would have a photo that's facing this way. And then for this one, I would have a photo that's facing the other way or just straight on. Okay, so now our next section is the package section. So we can actually use this for our package sections. And I'm actually going to go back and change this to black. Okay, so now we have three packages, so we have a column of three, and we can continue to use these here. Now there isn't a photo, so what we can do, so I just did all that for nothing, but that's fine. What we can do is take out the photos. We can create a border. And then we need some bullet points. Okay, I'm gonna make those separate. Okay, so what we'll do is package one, this will be package two, and then we'll just copy package three. Okay, I'm gonna bring in a subheadline for the package breakdown. You know why my computer is really slow? I might have to refresh this because this is, I think it's because of this recording software that I have. It is making it slow. I'm using Berrycast. I generally use Loom, and I don't have any problems. I don't know if that is it. Okay. That's not what I want to copy. Try this again. All right. So now we're going to just go ahead and center or bring this to the center of this, not actually center it because it's going to move to the center. So we can lock that. And actually, let me move this button up to where I would need it to go before I do that. Okay. So now I would center that, and then I would just bring it up here. And then we can make this smaller after unlocking it. And then what I would do is just get rid of this because we could just copy it. Okay, so now this does need to be smaller because we're not going to be able to fit three on here. So let's just see what that would look like, and we can just make it smaller from there. So if you have like two packages, then this would be perfect. You could just use two. If you wanted to add anything to it, like maybe you do want a photo, or maybe you want something special over here, maybe you want some cursive over here, go ahead and add that before you start copying it over so that they're all the same. Or if you wanted to add like maybe a little circle to say like bestseller or however you want to do that. So now I'm going to make these smaller so they fit. Okay, so then if we're happy with that, we just really need to extend this out and then we need to just fix the buttons. That one can be centered. Let me see what I changed it to. 285, so I'm just gonna do the same thing for this one. 285. Did I not do this one? No, I did not. 285. Okay, and then just move it to the middle. Okay, so now if we're, what happened to this box? Not sure, but it's okay because it's gonna get, actually let's just go ahead and delete it. We can make sure that they're all the same. That is probably the easier way to go about it. So let me just go ahead and change this because everything is looking really close to me. I'm gonna change the button size. Actually, I can just change the words because it's not gonna say all of that. So now we can keep the same consistency. There we go. Okay. So we have to play with this based off of the words that you have. And that's why it's important to make sure that you have your copy, right? Because if I had like 6 points here, or if I had other information that I needed to add, like maybe I want a description, then this needs to be a lot more longer, right? But since I don't have that, this is what this looks like. So that's why it's super important to make sure that you have the words first. So let me unlock this and then let me see if I can change the color to something else because we already have these colors here. So let's do, yeah, let's do that. I like that. Okay, so now we are gonna go into mobile and we're gonna make sure that everything looks good. So we're probably gonna have to go back and do these other ones. I forgot to do that. Okay, so here we are. We decided to do blue, we decided to do border size, and we decided to do um, black for the border. We are going to make this white, white, and that is also going to be white. Bring this up. Okay, so now let's bring this package here. 6 monthly payments. Let's make this smaller so it fits on one line. And then let's stretch this out and let's align it. Now you can do the tidy up method or the evenly distribute is what it's called on Showit to make sure that those are like perfectly aligned. And then you might want to use your rectangle here to make sure that those are perfectly aligned. Okay, so that looks good. So I think we can go ahead and do the copy and paste method. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight this middle one, and I'm going to go back into mobile. And I'm actually going to have to use shift because I did them both at the same time. So I'm going to shift them out so I can see them. As we can see, it's highlighted over here. I don't know, why is my computer so slow right now? I might have to re-record this whole thing because it is so freaking slow. What is happening? Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's align that to the center, and then we can just go ahead and grab these ones. Pull them out. Make sure it's aligned. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you're going to want to go back and make sure that you're editing the mobile, same as we did for the home page, for the about page, and for the all services page. I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next section, and you can just pause this and edit your mobile section. Okay, so the next part that we have is the process section. Now this is a new section. We don't have anything that we can copy. So let's go ahead and add a blank canvas, and we are going to move that underneath the packages. So let's go ahead and change this. This is other information. This is packages. Let's move that up. And now we have this new canvas, testimonials. It's not testimonials. I lied. The process. Okay, the process. So let's go ahead and grab a header. So we need a header, a header, a header, a subheader, and some text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these three, and I'm going to bring them over here. Now this is going to say the process. And then we need this. I think I'm going to cap this. Uppercase. We will call this book session. And then we have our description of what that entails. Now we're going to want all three of them to show up on this canvas. So we're going to make it a little bit smaller here for this part. Let me just move this down a little bit. And then we want to add some of the cursive. And we're going to put 1. Right above it. Okay, so let's make sure that these are centered. And we're going to move it over here. No, I think I like the lowercase. Okay. And then what we can do is we can use the transparency on this. Let's see. To make it a little bit transparent so it's not super bold. And I think that that's all we have there. So now let's go into mobile before we copy and paste these sections. And let's just make sure that it looks good on mobile. Okay, so we have the process. We have one. Oh, that one is book your session. Let's uppercase that. And make sure these are centered. And I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. This box needs to be smaller. And so does this box. Okay, perfect. So now let's go back to desktop. So we'll align this afterwards. I'm just gonna highlight it and bring it to mobile. Bring this down. I'm gonna just give it a little bit of space while I'm here. Okay, perfect. So that section is done, and now we're going into the frequently asked questions. So for that, we are going to go ahead and create a blank canvas. Let's go ahead and move that canvas up. Okay, so for this section, we're going to add a background because we have a lot of white space going on, so we need to switch it up. And we need a headline, a subheadline. So I'm going to take it from here. Oh, it's not letting me take it. I'm hitting control and I'm grabbing these three. Control copy, control paste, making sure I'm in this campus. Okay, so this we're going to call frequently asked questions. Let me just go ahead and grab the text. And let's make that black. And here is the question right here. And then extend this and make this bigger. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make the FAQ, like with drop downs, but we are making this the most simplest FAQ. And later on, you can just go ahead and add that, like those fancier canvases, or you can buy those canvases and then you can just insert them and then just change the design of it. So for now, we're just going to just do the basics because you are building this yourself. And what is most important is that people are able to read your content and that it looks professional. And even if it's basic, it's still professional. So here you can just go ahead and enter your question. So I would start with the largest one, the largest question that you have, and then just kind of start from there. So you can get like a feel for like what the design would look like. And then you can just copy and paste them um, from there. So let's go ahead and edit this section. We're going to change the background. We are going to change the text. I think the line height on this one is a little too big since it's likely going to have more than one row. And then if you want it, you can justify it to the left if you want it to instead of having it centered. And then, yeah, just go ahead and write out your other questions and you can just copy and paste them. So let me just go ahead and I'll do 3 of them. And you can do them side by side if you wanted to do that. I'm just going to do them in a row. Control C, Control V. So I'm just kind of measuring with my eyes the height here, but again, you can use the display columns and you can use that rectangle trick. So what I do is when I'm designing for clients or for website templates, I'll just go ahead and design and then I'll just go back with my rectangle and make sure all the spacing is good right here and then make sure it's all spaced evenly. So I usually do that afterwards, but if you feel like you want to do that now for each section, then you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so after the FAQ, we have on mines, I don't have the testimonials, but I would. I think I just didn't have enough room on my website layout template in Canva that I had created that I'm going off of. But I would include testimonials. And like I said before, I would definitely include testimonials that are going to speak to this service that you're offering here. And then I would include a call to action. I would include either the same call to action, so you can include this canvas, or you can turn this into a page canvas and it can specifically be to book this service. And so the headline can be specific to this service instead of like your overall. So like if your overall goal for the website is for somebody to book your service, that's what this CTA is doing. But on the service page, you want the CTA to be like, hey, just don't book, like book this specific service and like make it simple because you already know that they're on this service page, so they're likely interested. So yeah, even though you do have buttons throughout, at the end you don't want them to have to scroll back up to figure out how to book. You just want to make it simple for them. So maybe this CTA is going to be specific to that service. Okay, so I believe that is it. You do want to go back to the mobile and edit those the canvases that we didn't edit. In the next video, we are going to be doing the contact page.